Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is really not so easy to sit in an afternoon session and listen to the topics like what we are talking about here. Anyway, so what I'm going to speak today on the projects which government has already implemented in e-governance domain for the delivery of various services to the citizen, and the technologies used, standardization, and all those aspects. So this is my talk index, smart card based Indian EIDs, and what are the interoperability standards for them. Yeah, we are first project which, these are the projects which have been implemented, which have IDs have been used in electronic format, and most of them are the nationally implementable projects and which have already been under rollout. National ID card, which was then driver's license, e-passport, RSBY, social security, public distribution system, and of course UID, which have been already. So first project which I'm going to take up is the national ID. Now the name has been changed. It is now called as NPR card, that is National Population Register. And the cards are being issued by Registrar General of India and under the Ministry of Home Affairs. So the total volume is 1 billion plus. Currently, though, there is no data existingly available to be rolled out in phased manner in geographic order. And it's a two-step process, wherein first is the creation of population register, and under which data collection through census and surveys, demographic data with fingerprint and facial image, fingerprint-based deduplication. It's a gigantic job. Then, which is currently being taken up by UIDAI, because NPR or the RGI is working as one of the registrar to UIDAI. So the current modus operandi is that they collect the data from the field as per the standard of UIDAI authority, and then submit it to UIDAI for deduplication. And after deduplication, once the number is allotted, unique number is given, then they go ahead and issue the cards. It was taken up in the pilot basis on 2007, and around 3 million citizens were selected uniformly all across the country in different blocks, in different geographical area, mostly close to the borders. And after data collection, the smart cards were issued. And second pilot is already on the move, which is around roughly 10 million. And mainly it is around the coastal areas of the country. That is after the Bombay incident took place, the government focus was there, and it was decided to issue the cards for the security purpose as early as possible. So keeping that in mind, the 10 million smart cards along the coastal areas were decided. And now this NPR card is going to be based on 2011 census. EID is to be issued on the basis of the census. Objectives of this project are border and coastal security, checking illegal immigration, better law enforcement, identity verification and authentication, and border management. So these are the broad objectives of this project. And these are the challenges. Managing data collection is a huge challenge for the volume as we are having in our country. Managing accuracy in such a big volume is another challenge. There are some political and social challenges, and then technological challenges. Size and interoperability are the technological challenge. So the technology which is currently being used in NPR card is biometrics-based deduplication, which, as I have told, is going to be taken up by UIDAI. And the smart cards which are going to be issued by NPR is COSTA-based, 64 kilobyte square PROM. Security is active as well as passive authentication. Passive authentication is for data integrity, and symmetric key-based active authentication for document authenticity. Fingerprint, 1:1 verification for entity authentication from the stored fingerprint image and minutiae on the card and taking it live at the point of verification. Identity and biometrics info to be digitally signed by RGI. So digital signature and the data remains on board onto the chip. At the time of verification, the data is taken out, verification, digital signature verification takes place, then fingerprint verification takes place, and that completes the authentication process. Second is the driver's license. Actually, this project of driver license started somewhere around 2004, and the total volume, expected volume is around 100 million. Acts and regulation by Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. India is a federal republic, so acts, regulations are normally given by central, and then implementation and enforcement of those acts and regulations are done by the state transport authorities. Once issued, a person is entitled to drive across the country, and therefore the interoperability is really a crucial and important issue here. Cross-province reading and writing is crucial. So the rollout takes place through the transport offices all across the country, automated process flow for back-end processes, regional, provincial, national registers of licenses, and implemented through public-private partnership, under which the standards are derived at the federal level by Ministry of Road Transport and Highways along with the NIC. Those standards are uniformly implemented by all these states by sourcing out to the private partners for sourcing of technological components like smart cards and various other hardware and software devices. And based on those standards, rollout is performed by the state government through state transport authorities. To provide the objectives for this project is to provide an authentic mechanism to check out the counterfeit, because that had been a big problem in case of driver's licenses. Most of the driving licenses problems and then law enforcement problems were faced due to counterfeits floating on the field. And this had enabled, that problem actually was because of the counterfeiting. Law enforcement was very difficult to be implemented all across, because once some enforcement was conducted or the challenges were made at the field, there were so many, if I am caught in the field, I have so many duplicates, driver's licenses, I can start driving again. So that was one of the very big challenges which government had at that point of time. So better law enforcement, provide a foolproof offline mechanism of authentication of the instrument. So a smart card provided that mechanism to do the authentication in an offline mode in the field. So this is the technology. Again, the similar standard of smart cards are being used here. SCOSTA-based smart cards with minimum 64 kilobyte. And this has been earlier, when the project started, the size of the chip, memory in the chip was just 4 kilobytes. And as the technology enhanced and upgradation took place, it was extended to 16 kilobyte, then 32 kilobyte, and now currently it is 64 kilobyte. Back-end process automation has been conducted with the help of the software called Vahan and Sarthi. And there is a role-based authority delegation framework. And that has been enabled by the smart card technology through, and the symmetric key-based key management system has enabled role-based authority delegation framework, under which there are different authorities to perform different kind of functionalities: booking offenses, issuance, tax payment, car data management. So there are different authorities and different kind of key sets being used to perform these operations at the field with the help of key management systems. And then standard for handheld smart card readers for verification and challan endorsement has already been released, and various states are using it for reading and writing the card at the field. Next project which has been implemented is Indian e-passport. Pilot project for e-passport was implemented in 2007, and it has it's an international mandate to implement this project all across the globe, and the UN body called International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, has taken it up, and release the standards and a time